Hello and welcome to Mari's Golden Hour, that time that you are setting aside for yourself to do whatever it is that you want to do within reason. We're not talking about going out and robbing banks or anything like that, but something a little bit more low-key, like maybe hanging out at home, watching a favorite video, listening to music. Maybe it's dancing a little jig in your living room or baking a cake. It could be any of those things. It could be for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 85 minutes, 10 days, what have you. It is your time to do what it is that you want to do for however long it is. So it doesn't have to be an hour, but it is that certain set of time that you set aside for yourself to hang out with yourself, with your thoughts, within your body, within your soul. But I digress. So I want to, again, thank the subscribers and those who have liked my channel and podcast. It's like the little engine that could. Just me talking nonsense and silly little things and, I don't know, some smart things thrown in here and there. But I just want to express my gratitude, and I do appreciate people listening. So I don't know about you, but I realize that I have turned, subconsciously, the act of seeing people without their mask on in public areas into kind of a version of I Spy. And I had a friend who suggested that we make it into a drinking game. And by those standards, I would be wasted at this point, because there are way too many people out there who are not wearing their mask. So I was out doing my laundry one day, and I saw at the corner this woman that was sitting at a bus stop without a mask. So I guess I should have had a shot, but I was driving at the time. But at the same time that I saw this woman waiting at the bus stop, I heard an alarm for a business that was across the street go off. And so that side of my brain that thinks there's a story behind something and getting carried away with the plots and the twists, I was wondering if that woman had something to do with the alarm. Because she was just sitting there so calm. I mean, maybe the alarm could have been going off for hours at that point. I have no idea. And she was just numb to the sound. But, I don't know. I was just thinking that provided the perfect cover if she were actually, like, casing the joint or planning her own heist with her band of other thieves led by an all-female crew. But, yeah, that movie's been done before. So, I have to say that it took about 2 months. 2 months of waiting and anticipating and going and being disappointed and always coming up short or just missing the boat. But I finally got disinfecting wipes, and it was quite a joy, because I had gone through a lot of trouble just to find those wipes. Now, granted, they weren't the wipes that I normally like using at the price, all that, which I know I'm not alone in that boat of having to pay a lot more for things than you normally would, because the things that you normally would get are completely off the shelves. But, I don't know, it was a little bit of a victory, and I relished in it, and it was glorious, the fact that they had wipes. And, I don't begrudge the elderly going in at an earlier hour. I think it's necessary, but when the elderly are with their friends, and their friends are hoarding the things off the shelves too, that I call foul play. But I got the disinfecting wipes. Woohoo! The small victories. Something else that I'm very happy to see out and about are people actually taking the threat seriously and just doing a lot more wiping down of things. So that is appreciated. Be safe, people. Be safe. I don't know if you saw this article, but it was one that I came across about a $300 toaster. And I wondered if the $300 toaster produced bread that was as expensively delicious as the toaster. And I do not have the answer to that. It sounds like I guess your bread would be a little bit more tasty than normal. All that I know is that there is a steaming process involved that somehow makes the outside of whatever it is that you're toasting nice and crispy, and the inside has like a nice spongy taste on the inside. I don't know, but I'll wait until that price comes down a little bit before I venture into those waters. And along with the $300 toaster, I caved and I bought what I didn't realize at the time was a $9 bottle of watermelon water. It was roughly like a liter, about that size, but I didn't expect it to be quite as expensive as it was. But I got it, and it was very delicious. I don't know if it's $9 delicious, but it was delicious none the same, and I enjoyed it. So, a couple of movies I checked out. One of them is called The Wave with Justin Long. It is very, very trippy, and but not so trippy where it's off-putting. If anything, it's kind of a thought-provoking movie. I was pleasantly surprised. Hadn't heard anything about it, and just randomly decided to check the movie out, and I'm glad that I did. It's well worth the watch, and it is trippy, but it has heart. And I really don't want to see too much more about that because I don't want to give away the whole entire plot of the movie. But it's worth checking out. It really is. The other movie that I came across is a movie called The Photograph. Watching a couple movies with "the" in the title. The Photograph has Issa Rae and Lakeith Stanfield, and it has other stars that are in it as well. But man, it is a good movie. It is reminiscent of a lot of those movies from, I don't know if it was from the late 90s, the aughts, that sort of love and hip-hop and basketball and Love Jones kind of feel to it. It looked good. It sounded good. It had a great soundtrack. And I just, I really liked how it made me feel. And it kind of made my heart ache a little bit when the movie was over. Not saying that it was a sad story, but just the vibe of it. It had a lot of heart. But like I said, it was visually a really good film. Is it filled with a lot of shoot 'em up, bang 'em up, car chases? No. It's not that kind of movie at all whatsoever. And but it's well worth watching as well. Let's see, what else was on my mind this week? Oh, stuff that I know that people are very familiar with, but the whole social media hatred, that's not cool. I don't know why people bother. It's such a waste of time. If you don't like something, just don't comment on it. Bypass it. If you like something, I guess hit that thumbs up or leave a nice comment and say, hey, we like it, we're listening, we're supporting. Thanks, keep up the good work. But to purposefully put somebody down just because you're probably feeling insecure or down yourself, that's not cool. No, we share the love. Share the love. Because, man, to be a kid and to have to go through social media hatred, it's enough to deal with it as an adult, but let alone being a kid. And I don't know, all those interactions that people have, they do have an effect on people on social media, and has an effect on people's mental and emotional health. So just be kind, be nice to each other. It really doesn't take that much effort. Ooh, I have been reading the book by Suzanne Summers, the one that's called A New Way to Age, and even though it may or may not be written for people that are up there in age, I don't want to give away ages, but just on the higher end of numbers, there's still a lot of really good, useful information in here, like information you can use no matter what age you are, just to kind of prepare yourself to live and lead a healthier lifestyle. And one of the things I came across, and this may be a little controversial because it kind of fits in with things that I suspected, but it's about something that is called, and I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, phthalates. and that is Phthaletes, phthalate. And what it is, so phthalates are chemicals produced by plastic bottles and a lot of other things. And it's been found to cause poor testosterone synthesis, and I guess that's testosterone creation, by disrupting an enzyme required to create the male hormone. So it also goes on to say that women with high levels of phthalates in their system during pregnancy were found to have sons that had feminine characteristics. So that made me pause and go, because that's something that I've noticed, just really the effects that food and the air that we breathe and the things that we drink have an effect on our bodies as we grow up and as adults. And just noticing the ailments that kids will have and adults are having as a result of all these things that we're eating. But the fact that these phthalates, again, have women that are pregnant bear sons that have feminine characteristics. That's interesting. It really is. And it says that phthalates are found in vinyl flooring, detergents, automotive plastics, soaps, shampoos, deodorants, perfumes, hairsprays, plastic bags, food packaging, and so on and so on and so on. And that is just, wow. It's something. I know it's hard to escape, but I don't know. This has been really good reading so far, and just a lot of interesting nuggets in here as far as health is concerned. I highly recommend reading it, no matter what age you are, because the information that's in here about health, I find it very helpful, no matter what age you are, no matter what stage you're in. And so far, from what I'm reading, a lot of the things that people might have wrong with them, a lot of these ailments, can actually be reversed. So, I don't know, look into it. So, as far as this week's thing to do, think of compliments. Compliment yourself. At least try to compliment yourself once a day. Make that be an experiment. Even if it's for this week, try to give yourself at least one compliment every single day this week. And then, the next step, give somebody else a compliment. Whether it's somebody that you know, somebody that you don't know. Because you know what? Compliments, they do feel nice. And you never know who really needs that compliment at that time that you gave it to them. You'll be amazed at how you make people feel with that. And make sure it's genuine. And with that, I will bid you adieu. Thank you again for listening to Mari's Golden Hour. And remember, be kind to yourself and to others. Ciao.